coming at you with a beer review. Today I've got a beer that many of you have had before, and I'm just now seeing this finally being distributed in Oregon. So here we go. I think I've had this once before. It is the Two Hearted Ale from Bell's Brewery out of Galesburg, Michigan. This is a well-known beer. In fact, a lot of people try to make clones of this particular beer. It's named after the Two Hearted River in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, and it's made with 100% Centennial hops from the Pacific Northwest. You know, I grow Centennial hops. I've never been a huge fan of 100% Centennial hops. Centennial hops are more known for bringing on earthy, floral scents, a bit of pine, and citrus, being grapefruit and lemon. Generally, grapefruit's what's really noticed. This is a 7% ABV beer, a good old American IPA. So let's get this cracked open. All right, we'll see how this goes. I know this is a favorite of a lot of people. It's a beautiful orangish golden color, one finger head, bubbles rising up, white pillowy head at that. Let's get a nose. It's got a pretty nice nose on it. I don't know how fresh this is. Let's see. January 9th of 2017, and is now the, I think, 25th of February. So just over a month old, month and a half. You know, it's got a nice undertone. It's got a nice sweet caramel, light caramel with a bit of a honey malt type of scent. Probably too cold to get a lot of nose, so I'll come back to that more. I'm getting a little bit of a citrus coming on. Interestingly enough, I feel like I got a little bit of orange on there, which is not really a characteristic of Centennial. Yeah, that kind of throws me, and like a light pine, but I think we'll get more on the nose as it warms up, even maybe a hint of peach. Again, not a normal characteristic of a Centennial. That's really odd that I feel like I get some stone fruit. We're gonna dive in though. Cheers. Huh, okay, well, the flavor's more like I would expect from Centennial. But first, I've got to comment on the base. So the base of the beer is just wonderful. It's just has a light sweetness to it, a light breadiness to it. Has a little bit of that honey that I described, which I really like. It's kind of a light medium body. Doesn't dry out particularly. It's semi-dry in then, a little bit crisp. The flavors on it, I'm going to say you're primarily getting like pine needles, and resin, a lot of that. That's pretty classic for Centennial. You're getting the big earthiness, kind of these floral notes and tastes coming across. I'm getting a little bit of the citrus, not as much as I might expect though, to be honest. I'm getting a little bit of a lemoniness to it, a light grapefruit going on. I still, interestingly enough, feel like I get like a light peach character to it. Yeah, it'd be a very mild peach if it was. And but it's more of those other qualities, that kind of the grapefruits. It's more like a grapefruit rind. It's not a sweet grapefruit. And the lemon is lemon. It's definitely lemon and lemon rind both in terms of the citrus. The front side starts in with a light sweetness, and then you pick up on some of the citrus. And then on the back side, you really get the bitterness start setting in, which is one of the things that Centennial is really well used for, is that bitterness. That kind of sits down on you. That's where you get more of that grapefruit rind aspect and such hitting you on the bitter side. I'm going to take a little bit of time with this and I'll be back. Well, this is definitely a good beer. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's a big Centennial beer. It's so funny. It so reminds me of the beers that I used to criticize that my nephew Josh used to make, who's also a beer reviewer. And he just loved these big Centennial beers. And for me, the Centennial beers just never cut it. They just didn't quite do it for me because they didn't really bring in these great tropical flavors and other wonderful fruit flavors for me. They were just so earthy and this green floral side to them. And they weren't big grapefruit. It was the bitter side of the grapefruit. And the base of this beer is really well made, really well designed. And you need that to carry a beer that's all Centennial, my perspective. But I just think it's so hard for me anyway, to take any one single hop, let alone Centennial, to really carry a beer. That's just, it doesn't work for me. I did another Centennial beer review not long ago, one from Founders, their Centennial IPA. This is much better than the IPA, I will say that. They're in the same category, but the base of this beer and the flavors that come out are much better balanced and much better done. It's all in how much you put in the boil and the end, etc. So in terms of ratings, I don't know. I don't think anything's changed a lot in terms of flavor profile for me. I can't rate it high, but it's well crafted in terms of American IPAs. So I'm going to give it a B. I mean, we're talking, yeah, we're talking 84. Let's be honest. This is not my thing. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm enjoying it, but there's so many other choices out there. And then in terms of overall, I obviously have to go a little bit further down. I am enjoying it. It's a B-. We're going to go 82 overall. I know this is a highly loved and highly rated beer, but I bet a lot of those ratings come from the fact that this was something that was around a long time ago and was just loved at that time. But it doesn't hold up in today's marketplace for me. It's a good beer though, a quality beer, well made, but definitely a B beer. Here it is again. Sorry folks, it's the Two Hearted Ale from Bell's Brewery out of Galesburg, Michigan. This is Kevin at Clemens Brewery saying life's too short to drink cheap beer, and I'll see you on the next beer review.